There we go. There we go. All right. So I will hook myself up here. That works. B2. There we go. Some reason my channel switched up on me on my microphone. Go double check one more thing over here. And I'm gonna get going. Yeah, you can't see my face because I'm at the computer. Aux out. Monitor. And we should be good to go. Yep. Whoa. Alright, this should be fun. Messing around with the new setup here. Got this wireless thing here. I think I'm supposed to make it go through my shirt so it's not everywhere. But nope. Ain't doing that yet. Probably learn my lesson the hard way. But anyways. So this format of, as you can see, I've changed my background by moving my camera that way instead of over here. Imagine that. Anyways. So everything sounds fine to me. If anybody is in the chat, go ahead and speak up and let me know if it sounds good or bad. And so everything sounds fine to me. If anybody is in the chat, go ahead and speak up and let me know. Alright, that sounds pretty good. I like it. Good or bad? Cool. Not a lot of lag. No. Volume's good. Move this out of my way. Now I can talk about what I'm doing today. So the format of today is there's going to be music because I like music. It's my thing. So incorporating it into this will be the fun part. But what I'll start with is I'm going to do some content. The purpose of this actual video is to talk about RWAs. It's a hot thing in crypto right now, and it's been for a while, I suppose. I remember the last bull run, there was a protocol called Lofty AI whenever I was hanging around Algorand community, and they started tokenizing real estate, and they're still doing it, which is pretty neat, actually. So, they take a property, they'll buy it, they'll take that property and cut it up into tokens on blockchain. So everyone has ownership within that property, and everyone gets a income or rental income based off of that, the amount of ownership they have into that RWA, in this case real estate. So, that's like a brief what an RWA is, and from a very simple standpoint. So an RWA can be many things. We're going to go through a couple of those, but the main thing to understand, and I'm giving you that example of real estate. You take real estate and you break it down, I'm going to buy that house, I'm going to rent it out to someone, but instead you have a group of people or a pool of investors that come together, and then they all invest into that actual real estate piece, and then they buy pieces of that real estate similar to people buy pieces of stock. So, and then they all just get rental income from that. It can seem a little confusing, but now we're going to jump into Maple finance, and we're not really going to hit on the other ones, but we're going to focus on Maple today, and we're going to run through that. And we are going to start with, another format of what is an RWA. So we're going to switch over here. Screen sharing. Okay, so that's working good. This is Bard. So, one of the things that I've been doing lately is trying to understand where I want to go with my stream every single time I turn it on. I don't want to stop doing it. That's the thing. I don't have an end goal in mind for it. That's why it's called A.D.D. loops. It's basically anything I'm interested in, anything I want to talk about, anything a community wants to talk about or bring up. The negativity is kept very low here. Don't really need that. This is supposed to be a very positive project, and hopefully it'll help people out, whatever I'm doing here. But anyways, let's start with the idea that I want to ask Bard what I want to do, and I'm going to use Bard probably, a couple of times to queue up some content within this content. So I'm going to ask Bard to help me plan my next live stream, which is right now, about Maple Finance, which is an RWA protocol. All right. So for the sake of this video, it's going to end up being cut into a bunch of shorts. So you could come back and watch this live stream if you wanted, but the purpose of this is to create a bunch of shorts and out of this content. So whenever I'm making it, you're seeing me making the content that I'm going to be producing in the next following week or two. And in this case, we're going to talk about Maple. The live stream is going to incorporate this Bard aspect more so than the shorts will. But in this case, we're going to talk about, make sure everyone can see this. Tiny words. There we go. Should be able to see that just fine. Okay. So in this case, we're going to talk about, we're not going to hit everything here. I've got some windows open to hopefully hit what I believed Bard was going to ask. So live stream title, Maple Finance Revolutionizing Decentralized Corporate Debt Markets. So that's a good, that's the title, Maple Finance. It meets that. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. So Maple Finance. All right. Live stream objectives. So educate viewers about Maple Finance, its role in the decentralized finance ecosystem. Okay. Engage with viewers and answer their questions. Well, no one's asking any questions. So I'll engage with myself here and highlight recent Maple Finance news and developments. Cool. We might get to that. The purpose of this is a 30-minute spiel here, so we've got 20 minutes left. Fiddle with everything that I've fiddled with, and the last 30 minutes is generally going to be a music type thing. So, all right, so let's talk about live stream. My background in DeFi, well, I've been in crypto since 2019, and I've had experience with AV, Compound, and again, I've had a lot of experience with Algorand. DeFi, and had a lot of introductions to it through there, and that's it. The whole purpose is not to talk about me; it's to talk about Maple Finance. I don't care how much you know about something; you're never going to be an expert, and you don't have all the answers. So, having said that, let's go ahead, and we've got the mission here, overview. So that's what we're going to do here. And see all this 15 minutes, I don't even know, 15, 10, 15, 30, 40, like an hour worth. Won't be doing that. And again, the purpose of this live stream is to get content at the end of the day. So this is all going to be content, and I'm going to talk into this camera like I'm going to be editing the video afterwards. So because I'm going to, again, make this a short. So we're going to start with talking about what is an RWA. So an RWA, for the simplicity of it all, is there are effectively 4 categories of physical assets that can be tokenized for an RWA. Yield-bearing instruments, real estate, alternative assets, and financial products. In the case of Maple, we are going to be talking about financial products. All right, so I gave the example at the beginning of this of real estate. So this is some of the top 10 RWA protocols, and we'll just go right to Maple. So Maple Finance, just a brief synopsis of it. This is off of Cryptopolitan. There it is. All right, so I've got an ad that I can't even get past here. It's great. Thank you. All right, so Web3 Masterminds right on there. Okay, so Maple Finance, again, is an RWA coin that specializes in decentralized lending and borrowing, focusing on the DeFi sector, provides platform for users to access liquidity without traditional intermediaries. Maple Finance operates on the Ethereum blockchain, not just the Ethereum blockchain, and we'll get to that in a little bit. So, all right, and use cases and partnerships. Okay, so primary use cases to facilitate lending and borrowing in the DeFi space. So we can pledge collateral, and lenders can earn, borrowers can pledge their collateral, and the lenders can earn the interest on the assets. So it's, putting your money somewhere and getting money back. And in this case, it happens to be lending and borrowing, similar to a bank and a car note. In this case, it's for many things. So mostly business development, though. So recent developments. Maple Finance is continuously working to improve its platform. Recent developments. Okay, yes, we know that. If you go and look at their Twitter and things like that, which we will do, we're also analyzing what makes this a decent investment, as far as the team, why you believe in the team, why you believe in the project, what the project's about. So we'll get into that a little bit. So, all right, so the pros of Maple Finance include user-friendly interface. Yep, we'll get into that a little bit. Role expanding DeFi lending options. However, users should be aware of risk associated with lending and borrowing in the DeFi space. Traditional finance, you should be aware of lending and borrowing. It's not just in the DeFi space. It's just the smart contract vulnerabilities is transparency. So there's not so much, the print is right there. All the transactions are on the blockchain. So the vulnerabilities go down at the end of the day. So they can be exploited, sure they can, but accounts have been hacked in traditional finance too. And all right, so that's that. So that's kind of what their interpretation of it is. was, and this is an older article, by the way, and when I will get into Maple. And in this case, Maple's website is absolutely outstanding. This is pretty sweet right here. I mean, it's kind of soothing. At first, it's kind of weird, but I really like it. It's very relaxing. If I just stare at it long enough, maybe turn on some transient music or something for it. Maybe I'll make some music for that little bubble at the end of this stream. I have no idea, but we'll get to that later. All right. So, and what we talked about earlier in the last article, when we talked about it being a little outdated, Maple, institutional capital marketplace on chain. So it's DeFi, and as we have seen in the past, they said Ethereum prior to this in this article, that prior article that we just read, but as we see here, it's on Ethereum, Base, and Solana. So those Maple Finance being on Ethereum, Base, and Solana is a pretty big deal in my head. Ethereum is just one of the tollways of crypto, and I love it. It's just there. So it's just going to be there forever. So anyways, Base is Coinbase's approach to the market and DeFi and everything, and the NFT marketplace and things like that. So that's Coinbase's protocol to drive liquidity and investors and DeFi, anything, right? Anything to do with crypto. Coinbase wants their piece now using Base. And there's also Solana, which is a very prominent crypto right now. They're talking about, 2030, it's going to be $3,000 per Solana and things like that. There's a lot of different protocols migrating over to Solana because of the transaction speeds and the cost of doing business on Solana, because the gas fees on Ethereum honestly make me want to change my Maple out to Solana just to participate further in the governance and things like that of Maple, because I don't like paying gas fees. I've done that before, and that money's just gone. It's to the Ethereum Foundation or wherever it goes, to the miners or whoever knows these days. Anyways, so you have, this has been in place since 2021, so we know that the SBF or FTX collapse happened, and that was a disaster for crypto. However, this Maple Finance was a part of that, and not in a negative way. They closed out all of the loans, the bad loans, the negative loans, and they've came out on top, and they're still viable, so they're resilient. So they've been through it all in terms of the worst that we've seen, criminal case and fraud, and was it 20 counts of fraud or something like that for Sam Bankman-Fried? So anyways, they're very resilient. That's a big part of looking at a investment for me, is resiliency. If you look at Google, Facebook, or now Meta, and their resiliency through the markets and how long they've lasted and just continued to build through all the downturns and things of that nature, and just keep going. So that's one reason of having Maple in your portfolio. And of course, the little maple syrup thing here is a bigger reason. Anyways, so total loans issued, it's a big number. You can say it in your head. 2.9 billion, and there's 95 million deposited. So let's, we've already discussed a little bit about this part in Maple, and we've discussed a little syrups. Here's more syrups right there. Yep. Anyways, so it's a credit marketplace online, lenders and borrowers. Maple is. And ultimately, I see that as a huge, here's another narrative to Maple itself, is it's a very big positive that it's doing that right now. Why? Because we're in a situation that interest rates on loans are outrageous. So imagine as a consumer that, you don't want to go buy a fridge or something like that, and you kind of don't really need a fridge. You just want a better fridge or something like that. So you're like, nah, I'm good. However, if you're a business that needs liquidity, that needs money right now, you need to figure out how to do that. And if you go through the traditional finance system, it's going to be very expensive for those rates versus Maple. So Maple is crypto, on-chain, and competition there, basically, with traditional finance. and there's traditional finance partners within the Maple ecosystem too. So, it holds a very big chance of improving quite rapidly because it's actually a need. And we'll talk about some of the pools that are in place right now here at Maple and the syrup. So, next one. Yeah, so, don't need to read all this, but ultimately we're looking at, the managed marketplace. You can read that. You can go right to their website and scroll down and see all those things like that. Transparent, I'll just kind of hit on some interesting things that make it even more so very competitive. So the transparent lending, you have every loan term, and loan status is transparently displayed so lenders can make informed decisions when allocating capital. So there's the KYC aspect of it, which is the institutional focus on the next little bullet to the right there. So all of these investors, all of these borrowers and lenders, they're KYC'd. So ultimately, they are very compliant with the underlying institutional aspect of things or traditional finance. So what we have is a very well-oiled machine to lend and borrow money. That's on-chain. That's an option outside of the existing system that is overcharging for interest rates because of Fed rates and things of that nature. So won't beat on that anymore. Go down here, blockchain. Freaking breathing in this thing. Blockchain technology and traditional finance combined. See that? It's pretty sweet. No syrup there. I don't see any syrup. There's some syrup buildings. Oh, syrup. So get started. Start lending. Compare pools by assessing 30-day APY current. Okay, yep. You can launch the app. We'll get in there in a second. Explore lending. Great. We're not getting into that. You can, product pools. There's no shortage of news. It's great. We could get into that, but I think that's upon you as an investor to look into the news that they're putting out, because their ability to continuously build and market are massive when it comes to an investment opportunity and the value of that investment going up, because we all know what can happen if we just have some crypto, like in the last bull run came out, all the metaverse tokens and things, they're nowhere to be found. So they're no longer building, to say the least. Transparency is gone with all of them. Secured and scaled with institutional partners. We talked a little bit about this. Lots of big partners here. Overall, these are, there's Coinbase as part of MetaMask, Circle, pretty big. So USDC, it's got Goldman Sachs connections there. And so you start to look for the ties and the partnerships, because, it's not what you know when it comes to business or getting a job or anything, really. It's who you know. It's your relationships that matter. So it's a very big part of it. So the team, head of operations. Okay, we'll just hit up one for now. You can go and look into it yourself further, but we're going to go, let's just check out the LinkedIn profile here. So this is the co-founder, Australia, cool. Very, I would say, neutral overall country, and no fears of things going crazy. Got plenty of announcements going on here. 2 weeks, 2 days. Maple's new podcast. They got a podcast, The Debt Stack. So, check that out. And, you can see some of the experience of CEO and co-founder of Sid Powell. Go check out his Twitter if you want. But he, being active, he's active on here, seemingly, and he's got quite an interesting background that's relevant to what Maple does. So, pretty great. I don't have any fears of this man. you don't really you can't really trust anyone after the SBF thing right there. But he doesn't have an SBF face, I don't think, and whatever that even means. But at the end of the day, that's one of the faces at Maple. You can go check it out yourself to dig into their backgrounds and determine if it's a winning team for your investment. There's some syrup. It's not moving though. All right, so close that up. So then we've already talked about it in depth, some team members and all what Maple does. So this right here, Bard of course told me to go through here and talk about all the different things, how it works and its role and stuff. I think I've hit on things, not as detailed and things of that nature, because this isn't a coding class. This is a straight up, this is the way I look at Maple and the way I look at an opportunity in crypto. Always have, always will, and I'll do the same thing for stocks as well. And any investment. So, one big thing is, you can go through here, go through the introduction, and this talks about how to get into the pool. How it works. It's pretty easy. You're done. This is very user friendly. So low friction, we all know, is the easiest way. So Maple has a very low friction method to get lenders and borrowers connected. I would say the biggest friction involved is the KYC and AML protocols, but it doesn't really matter because that's what you want. You don't want you want as far away as you can from the FTX collapse environment, and that's what I want. I don't want to be involved in anything around that. So Maple Finance has a very simple process of getting involved as a borrower or lender. So that's great. So low friction equals, more likelihood of user using, acceptance, and as I like to call it, adoption. All right. So, you can go deeper into that. You can go deeper into this risk withdrawal process and things like that. They're constantly updating this from what I can see whenever I was reading through it. One of the things is, a lot of people are very curious about is what do Maple token holders do? Like, what's the point? So Maple is the governance token of Maple protocol. It enables holders to participate in governance and earn fees. Okay, good. So you can get in governance. We all know you vote, and then voting period closes and you get fees from that. So the value and decentralization of the coin is directly correlated with the community that's participating, which might also be why they are on Solana as well, to reduce fees. So I know that whenever I was participating in a lot of governance in the last bull run, it was on protocols that were very cheap to run for gas fees and things like that. That's what my goal was to participate and learn about it and be involved with it because I thought it was neat. So that's ultimately Solana is a very positive here. And of course Ethereum, we have the Cancun upgrade. I think it's in February of 2024. When that comes in, my thoughts as well is that all these ERC tokens and things like that are not migrating anywhere because I think they do believe that the gas fees are going to go down because I think they're going to go down, and I think they'll go up based off of how busy and congested the network is, but I think that will improve over time. But I think initially there's going to be a lot more opportunities where gas is lower than there is in the past and now and things like that. And that's what I believe because, Ethereum, otherwise, I don't know if it's super sustainable. And I think there's a lot of people that know that. And I do think that there's a cash grab in the beginning amongst return on investment with those fees and things, and gas fees and things like that. I think there's a lot of investors that have gotten paid back handsomely because of those gas fees. So I think those are in the future going to start going down, down, down. And it kind of has to be competitive. So what fees are shared with Maple holders? So Maple Treasury earns a portion of the fees generated by the Maple protocol for the full scope of fees. Please, okay, if you can look at that. On a periodic basis, Maple holders will vote On the use and fees earned by the Treasury, the main options available are buy back Maple to be held in Treasury, distribute fees to Maple Dio to continue funding operations and growth, distribute fees to Maple holders. So, that'll all depend on the governance vote and things of that nature. And I believe, over time, I think you're going to see more fees coming back and stuff like that. And possibly, you don't even know, you might have a pool that opens up to stake Maple or something crazy like that. I've seen much crazier things in crypto, and to make money off of it in another sense within the protocol. Who knows? But at the end of the day, again, if you think it's a good investment, just like if you do Apple, you own a little bit of that company or protocol or whatever, in the sense of what you're investing in. So just believing, being part of that, and having faith in that whole process is no different than buying Maple. So if you liked Apple whenever the iPhone launched, and you thought it was going to go places because iPhone's great, well, it has because of that. Well, Maple is starting lending and borrowing for the corporate market when there's a need right now that could actually go crazy as well because of the Fed rates and things of that nature. So anyways, we've talked about that, and that's your choice to decide if it's a good option to invest in. You can go further on here. The way to get to this right here, if you look, is you're going to go to the very bottom of the page. You're going to hit documentation, and you can go right through it. Decide how much you want to get involved and what you're doing here or what this is all about. It's kind of important, especially if you're putting any large sum of money down. All right. So what's the last one? Okay. Yeah, this was something that I thought was pretty interesting. So one of the big things during my borrowers took out under collateral as long as making Maple the biggest player in space. Yep. So they have a name, they have resilience, they have everything like that as Maple, as the company Maple. So if you look at the under collateralized loans aspect of things, this article, the premise of the article is why Maple is ditching under collateralized loans. No one's profitable. So as of 2023, let's zoom in on this. In 2023, Maple, every lending and borrowing pools launched in 2023 are over collateralized. So the last issue, the last issue with the what we're going to call the FTX collapse, but I can call it DeFi collapse too, because there's a lot of money pulled out, was there was a lot of under collateralized loans. So now Maple's coming out with over collateralized loans, and that's a lot healthier from a lending standpoint to feel more secure and lower risk to contribute to Maple lending pools for borrowers. In this case, we'll just say businesses, because we will look at the pools as well. So this is actually, we'll go back. Okay, so these are the pools, lending pools on Maple. Cash management, so Maple Direct USDC. It's secured by U.S. Treasury bills. Pretty neat. That's kind of sexy. Zoom in. The lending pools on Maple. The cash management, 4.74, 30-day APY. U.S. Treasury bills. That's kind of nice, again. And over-collateralized lending. Here we go. Secured lending to institution over-collateralized by digital assets. Pretty nice. So it could be ETH, Bitcoin, and many different digital assets over collateralizing for these loans. Oh yeah. So let's look at what's that? 14%. Pretty nice. I mean, the general CD savings account, whatever these days is, they're pretty competitive between 4 to 6%. So as a lender, I mean, I could come on here and lend out USDC, pay my gas fees and things like that, and I could get pretty decent amount of APY. And of course, these fluctuate, and 14% is very nice. And just to kind of look at what it is, this is a QRU, and the overview here is all right. So read it. I definitely won't read it out loud, but basically, the pool accepts deposits above $50,000 from accredited investors after completion of KYC. So you need 50 grand to play with this pool, and you know, if you've got millions, then right, might as well, I guess. So I don't. And what we'll look at here is, you go down. This is where, to me, this is where Maple stands out a lot, and it's really cool how they've made the process very transparent. And if you look at the, you know, you can read all of this all you wanted. I mean, it's a targeted return of 14%, like we said, how we talked about, relatively low risk trade fi instrument. Okay, and really, they're basically lending out money to businesses as startups and things like that to start their businesses. As we talked about earlier, there's a need for that because of the Fed rates are up and interest rates are up for businesses. So in this case, we're looking at, you know, a solution to kind of fill in the spots there, fill in the blanks, to have more opportunities to invest as a small business, or to grow as a small business by getting credit here and getting money that they need. So this is what's really cool. You can go through here, click, you know, look at the pool details. You know, there's repayment due. Maturity is January 2024. You can get very much into the detail on this. So it tells how the pools are doing, how the borrowers are doing with their paybacks. And what I really like is, you know, you can go and look the transparency of this. You can go and pinpoint the transactions within these loans that they're taking out by simply coming to the pool that you're interested in and seeing it all on chain. That's the blockchain. That's all verifiable. Those are blocks verified that these things are happening, and these are addresses, and it's all public. It's pretty neat, actually. Imagine the amount of things that we could learn or would know about if we just were able to see all that information on a lot of people. I know it could be bad, but you know, it's also not the worst thing as far as, you know, right now we use what's called the credit ratings for our system. You know, if you have above 800, it's just excellent, and it's better than 90% or whatever. So this is the format of, you know, public acceptability of someone's credit, or in a business's credit in this case. So yeah, that covers RWA Maple. And yeah, that's it. That'll be, see what I can get out of that content, make some shorts out of it. What's Maple? What's an RWA? Who said what? And research, all gone. Close it all down. All right, let's look at the chart. Maple chart. Zoom out. See here, got a long way to go. Lots of points here. Draw some right there. That'll work. And you got all the way up here. It's a lot, but it's possible. I mean, we're at the beginning of this thing, this run. Got a pretty big point of resistance right here, and let's zoom in a little bit to see where we're hanging out. All right. Same thing was happening roughly around here. Same thing kept happening. You know, might go down here, and you know, I just kept buying here, and then I'll buy here. I'll set up my alerts, and I'll buy some more. So let's look at to the next point. Is golly, you can't see that. I have to freaking zoom in. freaking small. 28% from that support. And then where we're at now is like 30%. So, excuse me. All right. Yeah, it's really tiny. Never been able to get the text that I want on this thing. Seems like it gets smaller and smaller when I zoom in. All right, where we're at now to there, yeah, it's better. 33% to the next one is 75, 76%. So, you know, you've got 2, 3. Yeah, so they're working on that support. And if you zoom out again, just zoom out a little bit, and you'll see that, you know, this was a very similar candle, right, later on in the process of accumulation here, and it was pushed down. There's a lot of trading right there, tons of trading volume. And as you see here, it's just like, nope, it's a, you know, FOMO candle right there. And then there is again trading, boom, slam it right down. And it's either, in my thoughts, it will either go, it's either going to go and then up, or it'll just like maybe just stay sideways and go up. I don't know. That would be my thoughts. But I mean, it could go and really shake some people out, but that's an opportunity to buy. There we go. But I mean, whatever you want to do. So there's the chart. And that's it. I think we've discovered and talked about everything. No, I don't want this anymore. All right. So now I'm just going to jam some. We got 15 minutes of jamming. Yeah. We'll start with a little bit of a beat here. Come on. What kind of a beat? Got an idea of music. So, what the hell's that? iPad's on, mic's on, guitar. Bard. How am I feeling? What kind of tempo am I feeling right now? Let's do it sad. Let's do Bard. No, I'm gonna say Bard. He knows who he is. Write me a sad song. It's like a low energy, a slow song. Slow country song about maple finance. Sure. Oh boy. No. Did I say sad? Did I say sad country song? Slow country song. Slow country song. Oh, Maple, you're the star of the show, guiding borrowers and lenders and making dreams come true. With your decentralized network so safe and secure, you're the beating heart of D. Okay, let's do it. Oh, man. All right. All right. Hopefully I'm just getting over a cold right now, so hopefully I don't start coughing and stuff. All right. We'll take 10 minutes on this one, and then I'm done with it. Maybe, 10 minutes of work just to try to figure something out. Maybe it'll be good content. And then I'll probably just finish it up with like some random techno jam or something. Guitar. Do I want? Tune the instrument. Yeah. It's tuned now. We'll do the first verse and the chorus. You know what? We got 10 minutes to do it. I'm going to do the chorus. That's it. No heart. I don't know. I really like the idea. All right, we'll do the first verse. In the heart of D5, in the heart of D5, dreams take flight. There's a place called Maple, shining ever so bright. Roots and tradition, its branches reaching high. Maple finance is the future, soaring through the sky. Let's do that again. Good timing, good timing. 2 minutes to work on this part. In the heart of D5, where dreams take flight, there's a place called Maple, shining ever so bright. There's roots and tradition, branches reaching high. Maple finance is the future, soaring through the sky. Oh, Maple finance, it's start the show. Guiding bars and lenders, making dreams come true. With your decentralized network, so safe and secure. You're the beating heart of divine, forever pure. All right. Fuck it. Let's do that chorus again. Great chords everywhere. Oh, Maple Finance. Get off of me, man. Freaking chord, man. Oh, Maple Finance. You're the star of the show. Got borrowers and lenders with a decentralized network, so safe and secure. You're the beating heart of DeFi, forever pure. All right. How's that? So now, so that was a country version of it. Let's do a see what is there techno. Write me a techno song about Maple Finance. See what it does. How am I feeling about this? In the realm of DeFi, renovation thrives. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Don't like it. Do something else now. Deep crate. Too much. In the realm of DeFi, in the realm of DeFi, where the innovation thrives, Maple Finance emerges, a beacon that survives. Sure, why not? Let's get it looped in here. That'll work. Alright. Put this guitar down now. Alright, this is the fun part. Yeah. Yep. Skibidi-bop. 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 In the realm of DeFi. There we go. Alright. Let's get this verse 1 chorus. Alright. In the realm of DeFi. We're in the now. In the realm of DeFi. Where innovation thrives. Maple finance emerges. A beacon that survives. With a beat so vibrant. A rhythm so alive. Maple finance ignites. The decentralized drive. Ooh, what are we gonna do the chorus? Oh man, should make it super epic. Epic. Whoa. Hello. Yes. Yeah. Maple. Karaoke style. Yes. Oh yeah. We are here today for some karaoke with Bard. Maple finance, oh, Maple finance. Give me some highs, baby. Give me some lows. Some of that. Cut that. Maple finance, oh, Maple finance. Your techno pulse beats with DeFi. No. Maple finance, oh, Maple finance. Your techno pulse beats with DeFi's cadence. Revolutionizing the finance landscape with a decentralized finance. What is this? Alright. Try it again. Maple finance. Yeah, no. I'm gonna turn this in. This is not a techno song. It's a rap song. Rap song, baby. Let's get a little bit low. Maple finance, oh, Maple finance. Your techno pulse beats with a DeFi's cadence. Revolutionizing the finance landscape with a decentralized dance. A blockchain trance. Yeah. A blockchain trance. Let's double that. A blockchain trance. 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 A blockchain train. A blockchain train. A blockchain train. A blockchain train.
Alright.
Ooh, blockchain train. 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 A blockchain train. A blockchain train. A blockchain train. A blockchain train.
Yeah.
That concludes the broadcast. And the hiccup for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. See you on the flip side, where the content's